slow down a bit at the bottom. In today's calisthenics workout, I'm working towards a tuck planche and a front lever, and I'm managing some golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, and old slap tears. So it's all about making sure that I can keep progressing without making those injuries worse. The really fun part about today is that I'm still getting over a virus. Not 100%, so I don't know how much of this workout I'm going to do. I came into it thinking I'm going to do a deload workout, which I'm feeling more and more like I will do because I barely worked out last week, if you watched my videos. I still did something every day, but I didn't do proper workouts. So yesterday was my first proper workout in a week, and still feeling it. Just got a headache lingering, and just that, that shit feeling in your body from having a cold. So anyway, so these straight arm scapular strength movements are so good for shoulder health and coming back from shoulder injuries. But of course, what I'm doing are more advanced progressions than what you would do straight after a shoulder injury. So there's a lot of steps that I've taken since I had my slap tears to get here, but so good for the shoulders. Now, normally I would do this exercise with dumbbells in my hands, but a way that I'm going to deload it today, I'm just going to do body weight. So it's not challenging at all in terms of my strength capability, but I can still work on flexibility development with it. But I don't mind if I'm not doing a high intensity leg exercise when I'm feeling sick, because that's the exercise that's the most demanding on the system. And for me, it's the exercise that I'm the least concerned about getting stronger in. I'm far more concerned about getting strong in my upper body than my lower body. There we go. So these workouts are called straight arm scapular strength workouts because you're keeping your elbows straight in all the movements and you're strengthening the muscles that control scapular movement. So when you do those tuck levers, the reason why they're so good for the shoulders is because they strengthen these muscles that depress and retract the scapula. So the rhomboids, the trapezius, bunch of muscles that are basically scapular stabilizers, which are really, really important to strengthen when you come back from a traumatic shoulder injury, because after an injury like a slap tear, your scapular stabilizers and your rotator cuff pretty much forget how to do their job properly. You start getting joint glide, where the humerus is moving in the glenohumeral joint like this instead of like this. That causes a lot of pain, and you just get a dysfunctional shoulder movement. And so this stuff's really good for it. When I do this exercise, the main reason that I'm doing a split squat is for flexibility. It's really good for hip flexor flexibility in the rear leg, which is an area that I need a lot of work on because I have femoral acetabular impingement, or FAI hip. I've lost count now. And yeah, it's really good for that. And leg strength is not a problem for me. My legs have always been so much stronger than my upper body. And so flexibility is something that I want more of, or at least to maintain. And so this is a really good exercise because you're at least maintaining strength in your legs, especially if I'm holding heavy dumbbells. But I'm also developing flexibility, not just in my hip flexors, but in my ankle and the front foot, hamstrings as well. And it's also developing unilateral strength. So, you know, strength like one leg to the other is getting trained individually. So it works out imbalances that a bilateral squat won't work out. So it's a really good exercise. Whew. I really want to do another round, but I'm not going to, because I can just feel this headache just lingering there. And I know all too well what happens when you push yourself too hard when you're recovering from a virus. It just comes back and bites you on the ass again. So I think I'll just take an easier day today. And I'll go for it again tomorrow. Because today is a lower intensity day anyway. In my programming, you should never do a hard day followed by another hard day with training. If you want to train long term, you know, if you're just going for it for 2 weeks or something, it's different. But then you're intentionally pushing yourself into a state of overreaching. But generally speaking, for long term training sustainability, if you do a hard day of training, you follow it by an easy day of training. So, you know, it's okay. I did a good day yesterday. I'll do another good day tomorrow. So if you want to get more flexible, hip flexors with your split squats, it's really important that you try and keep a posterior pelvic tilt. Don't let your pelvis do that. Try and stay upright. Try not to lean forward. And try to keep the back knee off the ground. So people that are really flexible with their hip flexors, when they do a split squat, they can keep their body upright and their back leg will stay completely straight. Back knee. That's impossible for me, but by trying, you're still really stretching out that hip flexor under load on every rep. Very good. Way to add in some flexibility into your strength training. And then you can see as well, I slow down a bit at the bottom, almost pause, so that I'm really feeling out that end range and being really aware of how close I'm going to my end range and what my technique's like while I'm doing it. So pay close attention when I do this exercise as to what's going on in my shoulder blades. Really have a look at the way that they move, and that's the goal of this exercise. Straight arms, working on that scapular strength. And if you can't get any scapular retraction, you have to use feet assistance on the ground. I'm just going to superset this next exercise because I think this is going to be the end of me. Oh, that's it. I'm done. I'll see you in tomorrow's workout.